Hey, what up? CKid here, and today is the day us drone and gadget lovers have been waiting for, and that is the official announcement of the Mavic Pro 2 and the Mavic 2 Zoom during the event today. And the biggest question that people are wanting to know is, since neither of these drones allow for interchangeable lenses, is which one should you buy? Well, stick around because I'm going to be comparing the specs with you guys side by side and walking you through the features, and last providing you my personal opinion on which one that I would buy if I'm spending this kind of money. Before skipping through this video, go ahead right now and comment below which one you guys think I'm going to choose. Both are amazing drones, but there are some major features that set these apart. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, what's going on? This CKid, and I'm back with more hotness like a third degree. Burn, you learn the words embedded memory. I'm giving inside tech, it's like a secrecy. Now this is where I was, and this is where I will be. By showing love and likes in the comics is basic chemistry. It ain't just a thought, this is what I foresee. Now hit that subscribe button right now and make reality. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back. Now I want to preface this video here by stating that I've only actually flown and had experience with the Mavic Pro and the DJI goggles, and I have not officially flown the Mavic Pro 2 or the Zoom 2. So I want to start off this video by talking about some features that they both share, then go ahead and go into the differences, which is mainly on the camera. So they both have omnidirectional optical sensors that are strategically placed that can detect objects over 20 to 40 meters or 65 to 131 feet. But the left and right sensors are only active during active tracking and tripod mode. Now the battery capacity will give you guys up to 31 minutes of flight time, but that is yet to be tested, so we'll see what that's like once we get one here in the studio. Now they both include improved ESC or electronic speed controllers and low noise propellers for quieter flight experiences. Now speeds can get up to 44 miles per hour or 72 kilometers per hour. Controllers are the same for both, now allowing you guys to remove the joysticks for storage that they introduced on the Mavic Air. Now another cool feature that they mentioned that they both share is the gigahertz real-time auto switching feature that will now make sure your connection is stronger by switching from 2.4 gigahertz to 5.8 gigahertz to prevent signal interruptions. Since most things are on a 2.4 frequency, so this will reduce those warning messages that you might be used to seeing. Now they both record at 4K with higher bit rates of an H.265 codec, which will give you better video quality. And last, there's also a new feature called hyperlapse, which is a cool video effect that was made popular via Instagram that I will show right here on the screen. Now that you know pretty much everything physically on the drone and some features that are the same, let's go ahead and talk about the main differences there are between these two, and I'll go ahead and let you in on which one that I would personally buy based on what one is offering over the other. So the main difference between the two solely centers around the cameras on these two drones. Now the Mavic Pro 2 is rocking a Hasselblad 20 megapixel camera with an impressive 1-inch size CMOS sensor versus having that CCD sensor that has a fixed focal length of 28 millimeters. Whereas the Pro 2 Zoom has a non-Hasselblad camera with a 12 megapixel half-inch CMOS sensor with the ability to adjust the focal length from 24 millimeters to 48 millimeters, hence the name Zoom. Now some of you out there may be wondering, well, what's the big deal on a Hasselblad camera? Well, in short, Hasselblad is a very reputable company based out of Sweden in the world of digital photography and videography. Now their cameras can provide some extremely sharp imagery at a pretty steep price tag as well, with some costing more than probably the car that you're driving, around $33,000. So for DJI to partner with Hasselblad to include their digital technology in a drone is impressive and must be recognized on the Mavic Pro 2. Now the Mavic Pro 2 also gives you the option to adjust the aperture from f-stop 2.8 to f-stop 11. Whereas on the Zoom, you can't manually adjust the aperture, but depending on the focal length, whether you are at 24 millimeters or 48 millimeters, your aperture will automatically range from f-stop 2.8 up to 3.8. So on the Mavic Pro 2, it will provide you more dynamic range in certain situations in combination with that 1-inch sensor. Now the Pro 2 includes a higher max ISO range that can also be manually set to 12,800 versus the Zoom that can only get you 3,200 ISO. Now to me, this is a major difference because the Mavic Pro 2 will be able to capture more light, being able to go all the way up to 12,800, which is just crazy. And a major addition to this updated version is the 10-bit D-Log that will get you over 1.07 billion color tones versus that standard 8-bit that provides only 16.78 million color tones that is found in the Zoom. Well, if you're like some of the other people out there and you're probably like, well, Devin, what the heck is the difference between 8-bit and a 10-bit in layman's terms. But to simply put it, it's the difference between the amount of tones available for a given color. With 8-bit, it's only capable of producing 256 shades of one particular color versus a 10-bit having the ability to produce 1024 shades of one color. So for example, if we look at these two color spectrums here that I have on the screen, you can see how smoother a photo can look because it can store more color information to provide you a better representation of what you're shooting, giving you 1024 shades of red, blue, or green versus just 256 shades of the same colors. And being able to shoot in D-Log, which is basically just DJI's flat color profile that gives the drone pilot complete color grading control in post, which is an editor's dream with 10-bit, which is why this is a pretty big deal to have in a drone, especially on the Mavic Pro 2. Now both are shooting 4K video up to 30 frames per second and 2.7K up to 60 frames per second and full HD 1080p up to 120 frames per second, giving you that crisp slow motion video that you guys require. Now there is a feature that is only exclusive to the Pro 2 Zoom that I just can't overlook, and that is the dolly zoom feature, which is a camera technique that is made popular by Alfred Hitchcock in his films that is now brought to drones to add a cool effect to what you are already shooting. Now I will say that this is a cool effect exclusively for the Pro 2 Zoom that I wish was capable on both of them, but I get it, you have to differentiate the two outside of features as well. All right, so now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, now on to the question everyone wants to know is which one would I buy or sell my current DJI Mavic Pro or Spark or Mavic Air for? To me, it's a really easy choice, guys. Always go with the larger sensor. The drone camera is far more superior on the Mavic Pro 2 than the Zoom 2. Having that larger sensor means more light can pass through with those higher megapixels to create a much more stunning image than the Mavic Zoom 2. Plus, it increases your camera's resolution, hence the reason why the still image size of a Pro 2 is 5472 by 3648 versus the Zoom 2, which only has a resolution of 4000 by 3000 pixels. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like the Mavic Zoom 2 is a bad drone or a bad camera. Ultimately, they both are great, but based on the specs and what they are offering, you have way more manual control over the footage that you're capturing, especially in the post-production section if you're using the Mavic Pro 2. I see the Mavic Pro 2 being meant for those people who are more professional drone flyers that are out there. But if you are a person who doesn't really care about the flexibility of post-production work and D-Log color profiles and like to get up and close and personal on those shots of things without the fear of damaging your drone, but still want those great details without sacrificing image quality by cropping in post-production, then the Zoom 2 to me is the better option that you should take. Well guys, that about wraps up today's video. I'm going to try to get my hands on one of these for you to be able to get on the channel to get some hands-on interactions with. But if this video helped you make a better decision on which one that you should purchase, then if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel as we are coming up on that 10K mark, and with your help we can get there, as well as hit that like button and share this video with your friends who are stuck and asking that exact same question that you was before watching this video. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.